Have you ever stopped and wondered, are you really in control of your life? Every choice you make, every goal you chase, did you decide it? Or were you always going to? It's a question that whispers in the quiet moments, a fundamental inquiry into the very nature of our existence. We navigate our days, making countless decisions, big and small, with an inherent belief in our autonomy. But what if every decision you've ever made was already determined long before you even became aware of it? We wake up, follow routines, chase goals, make decisions, all while believing we're firmly in the driver's seat of our lives. Yet beneath this veneer of control, there's often a quiet discomfort, a persistent unease. Why do we procrastinate even when we desperately want to act? Why do we fall into the same patterns, despite promising ourselves we'll change? Why do some people seem to succeed effortlessly, while others struggle relentlessly, trying harder with seemingly fewer results? This internal conflict creates a silent tension within us. We ask ourselves, why can't I just decide to be better? Or why do I feel like I'm reacting instead of choosing? The unsettling thought emerges, is this really my life, or am I just playing it out? This isn't merely a philosophical abstraction, it's deeply personal. Because if we're not truly in control, then what are we? So let's confront the core premise. What if free will is just an illusion? This isn't a new question. For centuries, thinkers have grappled with this profound concept. Philosophically, if every action has a cause, and every cause stems from a prior cause, then our choices might simply be the next domino in an endless, predetermined chain. Each decision, seemingly ours, could be an inevitable consequence of preceding events. Scientifically, modern neuroscience offers intriguing insights. Studies suggest that our brains often initiate decisions milliseconds, or even seconds, before we consciously become aware of them. Your choice might just be your mind catching up to what your brain has already decided, presenting it to you as a conscious act of will. Psychologically, our beliefs, habits, and personalities are profoundly shaped by our upbringing, environment, and genetics. We didn't choose our childhood, nor did we select our innate instincts. So, how much of who we are and what we do is actually us? From a spiritual or moral perspective, some traditions suggest that everything unfolds exactly as it should, implying that life isn't about control but about awareness. It's about observing the unfolding narrative rather than dictating every plot point. To truly grasp this, let's look at real-life transformations that echo this shift from perceived control to profound awareness. Arianna Huffington, co-founder of the Huffington Post and founder of Thrive Global, epitomized the high-performing professional. For years, she chased success relentlessly, leading to burnout, stress, and immense pressure. Her lowest point arrived with a dramatic collapse from exhaustion, a wake-up call that forced her to confront the unsustainable pace of her life. It was in this moment of crisis that she began to realize her identity and relentless drive were shaped by external expectations rather than genuine choice. Instead of trying to force control over every aspect of her demanding career, she began observing her patterns, her habits, triggers, and reactions to stress. This shift led to less stress, greater clarity, and a life more aligned with awareness and well-being, rather than the crushing pressure of constant achievement. Dr. Gabor Mate, a renowned physician and addiction expert, offers a powerful perspective on destructive habits. He argues that addiction is not a moral failing or a choice, but often a conditioned response, a desperate attempt to soothe unhealed trauma and deep pain. Individuals trapped in addiction know it's harmful, yet feel powerless to stop. Their lowest point is often the feeling of complete powerlessness. Mate's work helps people understand that their behaviors aren't failures, but deeply ingrained responses. The turning moment comes with the understanding that these behaviors are not chosen, but rather arise from underlying conditions. Instead of guilt and self-blame, his approach emphasizes awareness, interrupting patterns by understanding their roots rather than condemning the individual. This shift facilitates gradual change, freedom from shame, and real progress towards healing. Elizabeth Gilbert, the acclaimed author of Eat, Pray, Love, experienced the intense pressure faced by creators. After the immense success of her memoir, she found herself obsessed with performance, views, growth, and external validation for her subsequent work. This led to anxiety and creative paralysis. Her turning moment, as explored in her book Big Magic, was realizing that she couldn't fully control the outcomes of her creative endeavors anyway. The muse, she understood, was not something to be commanded, but rather to be invited and collaborated with. Her shift involved focusing solely on the process of creation, on the joy of the work itself, rather than the result or its reception. Ironically, by letting go of the need to control outcomes, she found greater authenticity in her content and ultimately more profound success and creative freedom. If free will is an illusion, does that mean life is meaningless? Absolutely not. In fact, it might mean something even more powerful. It means you can stop blaming yourself for every perceived failure. You can stop judging others so harshly for their struggles. You can replace debilitating guilt with profound understanding, because instead of asking, "Why did I choose this?" you begin to ask a more insightful question. What led to this? And what can I become aware of? And that awareness, that profound, compassionate understanding of the forces at play, might be the closest thing we have to true freedom. Not control over everything, but clarity over what's happening within and around us. And from that clarity comes genuine growth. Perhaps you were never meant to control everything. Perhaps the immense pressure to have it all figured out, to be the sole architect of your destiny, was never yours to carry. Because even if your thoughts arise on their own, seemingly unbidden, even if your choices are influenced by a myriad of factors beyond your conscious grasp, you still experience life. You still feel, learn, adapt, and evolve. And maybe true freedom isn't about controlling every decision, every outcome. Maybe it's about understanding them, accepting them, and moving forward. With awareness instead of fear, with curiosity instead of judgment. It's about finding peace in the unfolding and power in the present moment. So the next time you make a choice, the next time you ponder your path, ask yourself, are you truly in control, or are you finally becoming aware of the path you were always meant to see? Thank you for watching. Give us a like and subscribe to us as we bring you more videos every Wednesday to unlock your potential.